Here we are. Welcome to Eyes of Indigo.
Good evening. Awesome, 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 awesome. I'm sitting here rustling around because I'm playing with these cards, getting them all facing the same direction.
Yeah.
But hi.
Whee!
are we in crazy times or what?
Very crazy. It's like riding a roller coaster. Strap in, honey, and hold on to the safety bar.
Hold on to yours. I forgot something. I posted this. Hi Heather.
Hey,
I
Heather.
posted something I saw this morning at about 4:35 5 in the morning. David and I were driving to a sunrise wedding, which is our day job, as some people know. And we do sunrise beach weddings and sunset beach weddings, and it's gorgeous. So we were driving north towards Wilmington. Ivy, excuse me, Melissa, and it's pre-dawn, and there's stars and planets everywhere. And suddenly I realized there was a huge fire trail, a sparkling fire trail, not flames, sparkling combustion fire trail across the northeastern sky. In other words, I'm on the south side of Wilmington, looking north towards New England and North Atlantic, that direction, northeast. All right, something in the sky, and David was driving we were in an area that had a lot of street lights, so just glancing up, he couldn't see it, and I had to watch for it. And there wasn't a place to pull over, and it kind of looked like a meteor firing down because it was a long parabola shaped, eyebrow shape, and
Mhm.
it was definitely moving east and downward. Okay, it was arching, and it seemed to come from here and seemed to be arching in this direction. So, if you're following my fingertips, and so I went Googled who's been firing satellites this morning. Is this because I understand? And it's a Facebook rumor, but I understand that the SpaceX landing pad is in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of North Carolina, but out in the Atlantic, but roughly in that area. So that means we can see landings when we know they're happening uh,
Yeah.
at 4 or 5 in the morning. So not everybody's awake, but you can see them from here, and uh, which is really cool because it's all fiery and it does get red and flamey and all that. But this was not that. This was sparkly. And so I was like, all right, who fired recently? Because we know they're launching rockets and satellites for Starlink and everything else hardcore every day. Not every day, but in the United States, we have, according to the internet, have fired over 50 launches, and a launch can have anywhere from like 1 to 10 satellites on it, possibly more, because that's top secret information. Exact numbers are secret information. China had launched a 2 satellite top secret government surveillance satellite at 12:20, the a few hours before I saw the sparkly. So I went looking more. It was called the Yaogan, and the Yaogan is the name of a class of, not just that flight, but a class of rockets. This class of rocket is not recoverable. You don't land it on a SpaceX landing pad. You let it crash, and it did, in the Gobi Desert, which is in China.
Oh.
It was launched near Beijing, and it was a low orbit, intentionally low orbit. Other like space stations detected new satellites that coincided with the probable release from that, because remember, it's top secret, so nobody else but Chinese was allowed to see it. Blah 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 blah. Um, Chinese officials were allowed to see it. So, but this was the kind of the rockets crash and burn. They fall down to the earth and burn. And so that wasn't it. It wasn't a SpaceX. So I put out an APB on my Facebook groups. Did anybody else see the fiery arch in the northeastern sky at about 5 o'clock this morning? And nobody's answered it yet.
Wow.
Nobody's replied, but
I actually know a guy that's with a uh, space sat not a telescope site in South Africa. I could ask.
Observatory.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of
yeah.
those
I'm glad.
giant ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I should. I
yeah.
might send him a message and see if he knows.
See if he,
Okay.
yeah, if he knows anything that went up on September 7, or sorry, that came back down at about Eastern time, 5 o'clock Eastern USA time, and it might have been a meteor. It might have been, but we have a few more people dialing in.
Yeah,
Hello, Deanna.
Deanna was sent by V and Heather, and
Yay,
hello, Annabelle,
Annabelle.
and Ishika
Ishika
Asawa.
Asawa. Hello. Yep, she's in here too.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well,
So,
let's
yeah,
move
let's get
forward.
started a little more and introduce ourselves. As you can see, our names. I'm Margot. This is Iris. And we are Eyes of Indigo. We've been doing this almost weekly since September of 2020. So this is our 2-year anniversary this month. And oh, hey,
Yeah.
more cowbell. And we like discussing weird stuff in a rational way.
Yes.
Is our motto. And if you're not familiar with Iris and I, you can go back to our very first episode on. You can do that on Facebook or YouTube.com in both cases. And in the first prequel edition, you can see and hear a rundown of our credentials and background and experiences that led us to do this show. It's relatively short, 30 minutes, 15 minutes each. And you can learn more about what brought us here and what qualifies us to be here. And we like having fun with this. We don't take ourselves too seriously because we do feel passionate about the subjects we talk about. And speaking of that, we have a weekly show for 2 years. We got a lot of subjects and topics that we have covered. Iris, can you tell us more about how people can search and find topics?
Yes, I can. And darn it, I keep forgetting I could link up to my page, but by the time I tell you about it, I won't even be there, so it's not worth it. Um, but if if you want to see a list of all our shows and what the titles were, if there was a special guest, you can go to my website, which is iriscarter.com. And when you go there, there's a menu in the left hand corner, and there's an Eyes of Indigo page that like gives you some behind the scenes stories, and then there's an Eyes of Indigo directory. And if you go to the directory page, it has this grid with the names of the shows, which number it was, they're in numerical order, and keywords that Margot and I sat and went through every episode and figured out what the main keywords were. And of course, some of them repeat. So because there's times where we'll be on the show and we'll say, well, we talked about that in a previous show. So all you
And
have
they
to
tie
do,
together. Yeah.
yeah. And so if you want to look up psychic stuff,
Hmm.
then you go to that page and you do hit your control button and the F button to for control find, and a little box will pop up and the directions are on the page. You type in psychic and it'll highlight all the shows that have the keyword psychic in it, or deep state, or
Certain guests and their
yes, yeah,
names.
you can see who the guests have been on.
Mhm.
Things about intuition or advice or things like that.
A lot of
So
advice.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's just, but there's tons. So you can kind of do a search for something if you're looking for it in particular. And yeah, so
We
iriscarter.com.
and you said we have passed the 100 mark.
Yes, we are now at a minute, this one, I think, and that includes the prequel. So we have, let's see, where are we tonight? Is Wait a minute. Takes a minute to scroll that far. Psychic reading 101.
Holy cow. Very cool. So without the
101.
prequel, actually, this is our 100th episode.
Yes.
The prequel was pre-recorded.
Yes.
So, yay! Congrats to us again, which some
Yay.
people have wrote congratulations in the comment section.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. So if you're watching us through YouTube, you're not going to see the comments from the people watching through Facebook and
As
vice
in,
versa.
hello, Michelle.
Yes.
And
Yes. So
Annabelle gives congratulations. One's on Facebook, one's on YouTube.
we pop, as you can see, we pop them up so that you can. And we read them out loud because hello, all future people that are listening to us through audio recordings instead. You'll be able to participate and know what the comments were because we're going to repeat those out loud.
Yeah.
So thanks, everyone. Let us know you're here. If you have not yet, feel free to write the words hi or hello or howdy or hola.
Or who the hell are you?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like aloha or namaste or blessed be or something cool. But yeah, okay.
That's like the good vibes. Yes, of course. But
of course, we got plenty of friends that would write WTF in there.
Yeah.
So
Very
absolutely
much so.
have fun. So tonight, Iris, where are we going? It looks like most of our audience is aware, but where are we going?
We are going with psychic readings tonight. So we
Woo-hoo!
want people to bring questions and an open mind. And you can post your questions in the comments. We will give brief readings. We can't go too far in depth. We enjoy your feedback because it lets us make sure that we're on the right track or that we're making a connection, the right connection. So if you have a question, some people have specific questions. Other people want to know, what kinds of things do I need to know? Hello, Mary. It's good to see you. And I should say, Mary is going to be our guest next week. So, yes.
Yay! Mary Timothy is PhD, is a tarot reader and teacher. And she's going to show us some of the cool basics about the arcana, depending what language you use, and magic of tarot basics. So thank you. That's going to be exciting too. Yeah.
So
for next week.
While we're waiting for a couple of questions to come through, I just wanted to mention before we came on the air, I was kind of tuning in and just kind of getting in my space, and I had a little girl. Well, and she said I wasn't little when I died, so that makes it more confusing. But she's passed on. But she loved gymnastics and tumbling. And what she kept doing was bringing her. It was like when somebody lays on their stomach and brings their feet over and puts it on each side of their head. Mm-hmm. She kept doing that, and that was like her favorite move.
Yeah.
But I didn't get far enough to find out who she was with. But she said, "Just tell them I'm here, and whoever it is will know who it is." So if that's for you, hopefully you've tuned in. Let me know, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Something about a super flexible little girl who can lay on her chest and put her feet beside her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just having a ball. Heather Hilton.
And she was not young when she died. All right. Heather Hilton. Sorry, I was just paraphrasing.
Yeah, what I mean is, this kid looked like she was about 6 years old in what she showed me, but she goes, I wasn't this young. Doesn't mean she wasn't younger when she died, but
she died later, just not at age 60 or 6ish, right?
Yeah, so she was just having fun doing that, and that's who came forward. Okay, Heather Hilton says, I only knew my maternal grandfather through pictures and stories. He left this world before I was born. I've always felt a strong connection to him while looking at his pictures. His name is Edward Poole. Everyone called him Ed. Does he have information for me?
Who wants to take that one, me or you? I can go either way.
Go ahead and go. I'm getting something, but not much.
Go ahead, please.
Well, what I'm getting
I'm
is,
hearing you.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because what I'm getting is that he's around and he's aware of you. You've got a lot of people who check in on you and see how you're doing, and if their influence is needed, they'll bring it and that sort of thing. But he doesn't, when you're looking at those pictures and things, he's aware of it. And so, yes, that's why you're feeling him, but he's not, he doesn't feel a need to try to influence you in any way, or it's not like there's a message there that he's trying to get through. He's just appreciating the fact that he's being remembered even though you don't know him. And he's also, I just keep hearing he's saying you did a good job. I mean, you're doing a good job. And he's not going to impose on you because you didn't really know him. And so it's like he's around and he's aware that you're intrigued. And it's like, don't worry about it. We'll meet. We'll meet.
Just apparently not yet.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, that's I concur. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Thank you for getting us rolling out there first.
Okay.
Iris and Heather. So
Yeah.
very cool. Deona, you wrote, it says, I have many message for you. I think you're trying to say you have many messages. We're thinking maybe you mean questions instead of the word messages. Your English seems to be a second language for you, and that's okay. Try again, and be more than happy, because we don't want to start reading and not know if we're heading in the right direction. Maybe you do have messages for us.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. Can't jump that. So for starters, let's see. We're starting out for starters. For going back, and hi, Elsie. Good to see you, sweetie. And let's see, Michelle's in there. Michelle studied Reiki with me and David recently, and that's awesome. A lot of y'all have. Let's see.
So the one after Heather, Deanna, then next.
Well, whatever comes, y'all, I have a lot going on. I felt that one for myself. Okay. So, V, pay attention, honey. I need a number between. I set everything down and then I moved it all. Please write a number on the screen between 1 and 44. 1 and 40. Yep. No. 12. Sorry. 12. 12 and 44. 12.
Oh, between 12 and 44. Okay.
12 and 44. I think. Wait a minute. I take that back. 1 and 44. It is 1 and 44.
1 and 44. Okay, give us a number, 1 to 44.
Give us a number between 1 and 44. And what I'm using is an Animal Oracle deck by Stacy DeMarco. I just said 44 to myself. There you go. And these cards are so pretty, and they're really abstract. I'm thinking you're totally would be cooking with that. Hang on a second. We're going to do number 44 in that case. And yep, V, it can be weird hearing answers in your head, but the faster they are, they tend to be the more accurate. So get used to it. And for myself, when I was going through getting used to that intuition coming on, and it felt weird like that, I just switched it to amusing. So so that we had fun. All right. Interesting. They keep telling me to show you the picture. Well, for starters, it's the jackal. And I'm going to read a little bit about what it says, as well as throw in some, I know it's near the beginning. Here it is. Here's a big picture of it, and I'm going to read to you. Every element that's in this picture is significant, not just the jackal in the middle. Okay. The jackal is about truth. Authenticity is important. Live your truth fearlessly. Someone around you is not telling you the truth. Do not fear what you cannot control. We will all leave a legacy, so you should consider what this might mean for you. Death is a part of life. Now, that's just the first couple paragraphs. It goes on and talks about the different kinds of mythos and medicines and spiritualities around the jackal, such as the jackal-headed god of Anubis stands next to an embalmer. Actually, in this picture, I think that's what he's talking about. He guides the embalmer's hands so they perform the correct actions and listens in satisfaction as the proper incantations are made. But infinitely gentle, Anubis takes great care to be tender to the new souls who have passed on to the next world. So we're looking at a little bit of a death doula vibe, but somebody who's versed in helping transitions happen with grace and ease. Almost like an angel of mercy. Maybe in English, Anubis would be like an ancient Egyptian concept. And Osiris is another one. When the cult of the god Osiris grew stronger in the later Middle Kingdom, Osiris took over many of Anubis's jobs as caretaker and protector of the dead. Specifically about jackals, remember this is not just about spiritual stuff, but about the animal itself. There are 3 species of jackals. All of them are in the canine family, so dog medicine does apply here. Golden jackal, side-striped jackal, and the black-backed jackal. And they are omnivores, which means they eat anything. They can consume anything they need to. It also means that they are opportunistic. They will hunt and they will scavenge. This is talking about flexibility, especially about what you consume. You can tolerate almost anything, and you'll be all right. However, awareness of what you're consuming is still a part of the picture. Remember, jackals, dogs, keen sense of smell, and sometimes taste. Also, their hearing is incredibly accurate. So these are all features that jackal is trying to bring into your energetic field recently to move you forward in your current life lessons. Now, according to this fascinating little write-up, the magic, sometimes we need a big dose of truth in our lives, which is where jackal energy is a positive force. Even when finding out the truth of a situation means pain, it is better to know the truth, and jackal energy can be a comfort. Remember, that's what Anubis did and Osiris did for their cultures. Also, you can call upon this energy even when you or others are affected by death. Allow yourself to be that person who has died. Let me try reading that again. Thank you. Allow yourself to know that the person who has died has a soul that is being carefully protected and watched over. Very cool. And they are very prolific on the earth. Cool. And the ears are a big deal, are a big part of their symbology as well. So associating that to V, I'm letting them show me the V, you got to find your own truth, honey. You are in the middle of studying. From what I understand, you've my nose is tickling. Sorry, y'all. That means this chakra, which is itching. You're seeing me scratch my forehead. This chakra is going the indigo chakra, the intuition chakra, knowledge and wisdom chakra is going nuts, and it's making my sinuses vibrate, my nose tickle. So you're studying a shamanic path, which is good and correct. However, you're quickly coming up on the fork in the road on that path where you're going to have to go your own way and be your own type of shaman and learn what type of tools and medicine work for you that might not work for the next medicine person. They might, but they might not. We don't care. We're talking about just you. So you're coming up on that fork very close, and there are going to be shamanic people that say, no, this is the only way. You're risking going onto the dark side, or you're risking going into bliss and having a hard time coming back, or. Those things are truths to them, and they can be honored as truths to them. You need to find out what is truth to you inside your heart, inside your awareness, inside your energy, which is not inside your body, it's all around it. Ultimately, whole nother discussion. So Jackal helps you gently do that. They're talking about a death. In your case, I think they're talking about letting go of old you. Yeah, old Velissa is leaving. New Velissa is coming out. But let's let old Velissa leave with grace and ease. Yeah, there's no reason to hack her and throw her under the bus. Yeah, so an honorable death, an honorable passing, and step into your shamanic medicine woman self is the next step.
And another thing I just want to remind everybody, when we do a reading for one person, a lot of times, because it is a group reading, all these messages go to y'all as well. And so, everybody has to be concerned with their own path. And that's something that we've stressed a lot in previous programs. I also want to bring up, first of all, hello, Sinead from the UK. Good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in. The Diana person, I looked her up. She do not go to her messages. It's a fake account.
It's a bot.
It's a bot, or it's somebody who's trying to scam you. So just block her from your messages and stuff and I told her in a nice way to bug off. So if you didn't pay attention, bug off, Diana. Okay. And I'm saying it nicely. I could be uglier, but I won't.
She's a she's a spammer. All right. Or whatever it is that she is not. We're not surprised that negative energies are trying to interfere.
Yeah.
Those of you that are in tune to world vibrations and the shifts and changes that are going on in energy all over the world, you're probably not surprised either. Yeah.
So that's what she was saying. She's trying to get other people to come to her for readings. And it's like,
no.
Okay.
So real quick, V said, Jesus, how the fuck do I do that? Which part? Okay. So anything you need to do, actually, there's still an answer. Anything you need to do, your spirit guides, not just Jackal, are going to show you what to do. You're going to know by intuition what to do in each moment as it happens. This is not something you plan for in a shamanic tradition in studying. You will know in the moment what is truth for you and what is not, and your energy guides around you, such as spirit animals. They can be humans, they can be angelics, you can call them whatever you want. They too will help give you clarity on what to do next. So literally just stay in the flow in each moment, and you'll be in the flow for the next moment, the next moment, and the next moment. And you don't have to know ahead of time what to do, which is a future statement. You don't need that now. Stay in the now. And realize some people are going to express truths that are not your truths. Don't be offended. It's just theirs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on. We got Annabelle. Would love to know if I'm on the right track. Discernment. Sometimes I think people are intentionally communicating with me at work, but not typically. Dude, is it me or is my workplace weird?
Your workplace is a whack job central. That's what I'm hearing. How about you, Iris? What do you got?
Yeah, and it's also right now, I think there's also a lot of crazy shit going on in the world.
A lot of crazies activated. Yeah.
And Annabelle, the best thing I can tell you is, again, focus on you. If people are communicating with you, if you're not,
In
I think
unhealthy ways, perhaps, is what I'm hearing.
yeah, if it's kind of like you're not sure, are they giving me, are they talking to me? Are you talking to me? Because if you're talking to me,
Are you
right?
talking to me? Say hello to my little friend.
Boy, that's a mashup of two movies.
Yeah, it is. Two of my favorite movie quotes. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
digress. Go ahead.
But Annabelle, look, if B, you are fine. Okay, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
You are fine, and
This ain't about you.
don't let them knock you off your tracks. You stay with yourself, stay focused on you, and recognize their craziness is their own. And so instead of going, "What the fuck are you trying to tell me?" You look at them and you go, "I'm sorry, was that for me? I'm not quite. Can you repeat or can you re-explain because I'm something's not getting
Can you
through."
be more clear?
Yeah. Put it on onus on them for what they need to do, and it doesn't mean that you have to be angry or mean with them. I'm hearing
You're
this
just
is a
asking for
test,
clarification.
and this is a test for you, and it's testing your patience. Did you ask for patience more recently? Maybe.
Oh, big no.
Yeah, big no no. Maybe you were, or you went in wondering, am I going to be able to get along with these new people? Because I know you've recently moved to New York. Within the last 6 months at least. And so maybe that question, maybe some questions popped up in your head before you started work. Is what I'm kind of hearing. And whatever you asked for is what they're bringing. So what you need to do is clear your head about your anticipation, expectation, and hesitation,
Expectations. Yeah.
and your hesitations for when you started that job. Clear all those. Just tell the universe, okay, I want to start fresh. This is a new day. I'm
Yeah.
stepping in, and everything's going to be hunky dory, and I'm going to know how to respond to these people, and I'm going to know how to react to them in a positive way, and they're going to know how to communicate with me. Is that yes? Working on her patience, she says.
Don't ask for that. Don't ask
Yeah,
for that. Just
because
ask for grace and ease instead.
yeah,
Just ask for
and
grace and
and
ease, he
and
says.
also you also recognize that you, this is something a lot of people will ask for things. And instead of asking, remember that you already know how to do things. Tell
Yeah, you
yourself,
do.
I, through my higher power, creator, God, all it is, whatever, I already know how to be patient and how to respond to people, and be positive, and it's safe for me to do so, and I can move forward doing this. Use that kind of language with yourself. Instead of saying, I will try, say, I'll experiment with that, or I look forward to experiencing that.
Cool.
Get the
Remember,
try.
we're talking to everybody,
Everybody.
not just
Yeah.
Annabelle. Annabelle's holding the space for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Annabelle, for bringing that
We're bringing
question
that forward.
forward.
Yeah, this is for everybody, including us. This
Yeah.
is speaking
It's a
to, we're
good
speaking to
reminder
each
for
other
me.
too. All
So,
of us.
okay. All right, so we're gonna move on, but if you need clarification on anything, just put it
I'm
in the
hearing
note.
she's got it. Yeah.
So, Sinead, are there any messages for me? Sinead Langford from the UK.
Sinead, I got you. Sinead,
Uh,
give me a
Go ahead.
number between 1 and 43. Give me a number between 1 and 43. And while you do that, what I'm doing is, I'm scuffling with the cards here. But eventually, I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't know I wanted them this way until now. So what this does is it lets me access your card because there is visual in here.
She
Sinead
says
says
21.
21. You know what? I don't think I even have run across that card yet. Hang on a second. Let me switch through. And see what I got left. 9, 21. Oh, Sinead, girlfriend, my intuition instantly said you're gonna like this. Bam. Whoop.
It's a cat with horns.
It's a lioness.
Okay.
It is. It is.
But she's got a crown.
a crown. Yeah, she's got.
Well, she's got pretty blue eyes, I think.
She does. It might be easier to see it if I pull it back. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good.
Not so much glare.
Yeah.
So, and this is actually very warm brown color, but my screen has a lot of blue light coming off of it. There it is. You see how warm
that's much
see
better.
how warm it really is?
Yeah. Sorry, giving you sound effects.
And see that Anta Karana in her lap? That's big. That's huge. That's big medicine. She's got a crown. And she is, what number is she? She 21. Is 21.
She's of legal drinking age. No.
She's a legal kitty drinking age. Let's see. All right, lioness. Protection. You are strongly protected right now. Remember, this is for everybody. Your little piece of this. Okay. You are invited to embrace your authenticity and to be unafraid to wisely express your emotions. Wisely express your emotions. To protect others, we must learn to develop strength in ourselves and to know the power of restraint, which is what real power involves. The power of discernment leading to restraint sometimes. All right. Popular mythos, the lion-headed Egyptian goddess Sekhmet strides powerfully towards the pharaoh. Her protection is extended to him and around him. So he was tapping into her for that. The god Ra turned the Nile red so that it looked like blood and invited Sekhmet, the lioness, to quench her thirst. She drank and drank, but the river was not blood, but beer.
Ooh, beer. Hey, that's interesting that I mentioned.
That's an interesting interpretation, isn't it? Her bloodlust was curbed by her intoxication, and she became peaceful again. Okay, because drunk kitty can, savage kitty turned into purring kitty. All right. But in ritual, the priestess of Sekhmet would intoxicate themselves and encourage worshippers to do the same in order to both connect themselves to the goddess and to reduce her potential destructive energy. Lions are king of the beast. And the lioness is the king of the lions as well, as we know. They are social animals, lives in groups of relatives, your tribe, your herd, similar to deer medicine, Miss Iris. Yeah, we were eating deer before the before the show started. So the magic. Yeah, so that Anta Karana, it's very Egyptian. I'm trying to hold it still for you. If you have ever seen a lioness in the wild, you will immediately understand the nature of the magic of this magnificent feline. Lionesses are hugely powerful, and they work as teams to bring down prey and protect their own. This contrast of lethal power and tender protectiveness is key to lioness magic. You can plug into lioness magic in situations where you need to be responsible with your power and when you may need some help in restraining a destructive edge, such as rage. All right, lionesses can tap into each other for that. That's why they work in teams. So, Jeanette, hopefully that gave you some insights for whatever current life lesson you're working on, be it a practical, spiritual, financial, social, personal, health, or whatever. Yeah, this will apply. So, and everybody else have some fun with that too. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
So next question. Yeah, Iris, what do we got?
Heather's got another question. She says, 9/11 is my 50th birthday. What do I need to know right now?
Ooh, Heather, that rocks. That totally rocks. Yeah, the world keeps turning every time on 9/11, and it's going to totally rock this time too. You'll see what I mean by 9/12. So, happy birthday. That's some seriously big magic. Wow, that was a hell of a birthday for you back in '01. Iris, what you got? What you got? What's coming
One
through for
one
this?
thing is, and I've got another friend that has her birthday on the same day, and and I'm here to remind you that it is your birthday. It is not a day of
Atonement.
reverence or atonement or any of that. And so shed the crap that people hang on you. But people will hang stuff on you because it's your birthday. And so shed it.
Pardon me, screw all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me be
Don't
blunt.
don't let it hang on you, and don't let it overshadow the celebration of your trip around the sun. Um, and it's your 50th,
Which is a
50.
big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It's a half a century, but it's also the new 30. I mean, 50 is the new 30.
It also means you are now officially an elder. Once you cross 50, that's the youngest elder there is. So now you are a crone, and you should be treated with that kind of respect
Hmm.
for your access to ancient wisdom. Yeah, yeah, it's awesome.
You're
I'm
officially an
55, so
antique.
yeah, I remember. Yeah,
You're an antique.
you're an official antique.
Okay. So hopefully that
That was
helped.
great, Iris. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I
Thank
like that
you.
one. That was good. That was good.
Okay.
So who's next?
Allison Lett. She asks, whoops, sorry, she says hello. And will I ever hear from my kids again? Do they miss me? We had a falling out. And
Yes,
you're welcome, Heather, by the way. She says thank you.
you're
Um,
welcome. They do miss you. I can hear it from here. What do you got, Iris? I heard you say,
no, yeah, and that it really is hitting me. Yes, they miss you.
but not in the way you think. It's
It's never the
it's
way
more
you think.
yeah, that's true. It's more complicated than that. However, it is very, very sincere. It's very, very sincere.
And as
Iris,
far as will you ever hear from them again, if you had a falling out, I'm hearing there were a lot of misunderstandings and misinterpretations,
exactly the words I would have said.
and I'm hearing that again, you need to let that shit go.
Dem-
It it
Demonstrate how to let that shit go. Be the first one to let it
Yes,
go.
exactly. Reach out to them. Feel free to reach out to them without any expectations. Let them know that you
Say
are
that.
open.
Say that
Reach out
again.
to them without any expectations.
No
You're
strings
not,
attached.
yeah, just, I'm here when y'all are ready to talk.
I just want to
I
say
miss
hi.
you and I love you.
I
Yeah.
miss you. I love you. Just want to have regular just family updates with you. Want to know what's going on.
And the other thing you
Answer
have to
when you
do,
feel like it. No strings
and,
attached. Say
and
that. Say
yes,
no strings attached. Say that because people will assume.
right.
Yeah,
And
and stick with it.
also
Don't let.
recognize whatever they come back at you with, do not take it personally. Their initial reaction may be harsh, and it's because they're protecting themselves. They're afraid to get hurt again.
Give them a learning curve. Give them grace, and let them give it a few tries. Yeah.
And and do some self-examination. Be aware of whatever you could have provided to the situation that could have been misinterpreted, and recognize that they're in pain in that sense, and that they're not sure how to respond to you. But as long as you're open and just willing to listen without judgment, they'll come in quicker.
But they have to see that. They have
Yeah.
to hear it from you. Stating it is one thing. You're going to have to act on that, and don't put attachments or assumptions on what you say or what you expect back. Expect nothing,
Yeah.
but with positivity. So something's. They're telling me to tell an example. You know what? How an infant baby can't do anything for you. It can't talk back. It can't say "I love you" too. It can't say "you're beautiful" too. It can't do anything. It can just lay there and sometimes accidentally smile at you, an infant, tiny baby. However, it's super important that we talk to that baby and send it love and tell it that it's beautiful. And you have no expectation for that baby to do that back to you, because it can't. It's a blob. It can't hug you. It can't hold your hand. It can't talk. It can do telepathy if you know how to relax into it. But it's like that. Send out love and reassurance and expect nothing back, as if you're talking to an infant or a puppy, or talking to a kitten, or talking to a favorite non-human, a plant. Yeah.
And Allison asked, how come they don't reach out to me? And Allison, that's an expectation. You're already putting an expectation on it. If
You
you
control your journey. You have no say in their journey on if and when they do anything.
right, and I am sensing that they are protecting themselves,
Sure.
because if it was a misunderstanding, and what I'm hearing is that there were some, but they were hurt,
Their feelings got
and
hurt somehow. Yeah.
they are trying to make sense of it, and they're trying to figure out the whys and wherefores. And if you're doing that, that's what's keeping you apart. And when you go, well, you know, why should I
Why
reach out to them? Why can't they reach out to me?
if you're stuck in the why or why nots, you should, I should, those kinds of shoulds, and what if and what if and what if you're having those kinds of conversations in your head, you're not grabbing the concept of no expectation. You literally only talk about love and support and expressing sincere, uh, what would you call it? Vibration, sincere, positive energy.
Yeah.
Ours, I mean, throw out
And
some examples there, maybe.
yeah, and so, like, when, if, and I recognize, yes, we all got hurt, and I
Yeah,
see that, and I know that, and she's stuck in the why
she feels
not.
like why not? You know what? Yeah, I'm hearing Allison is they're showing me that you actually would benefit from one-on-one talk therapy with a socially therapeutic trained person, such as a pastoral counselor or a social counselor, somebody that is actually family therapy practice, who could actually give you exact exercises to do to reinstate a safe, neutral contact with your family. And honestly, we're not qualified to do that, and we don't have enough time.
Right.
But you actually need more tools than what we can tell you. All we can do is tell you is that your family would be open to neutral, loving, no expectations. The next step is for you to find a family social counselor who can teach you techniques and role play speaking situations with you to practice what to say to your family to get
and
past.
and she's saying she did that, and she went to try, and I'm hearing, Allison, too, there are other things that can be done for you, but it's going to take a lot more time than what we have on this show. If you want to message us privately,
Mm.
we can do private sessions. But again, and we charge for the private sessions, but we can give you some guidance. There's other shows and stuff that talk about, like we did one a couple of weeks ago on taking care of number one, and there's some good advice in that one. And that's, you have got to focus on your own growth and your own self, and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and
All that's got to go behind you. And if
it's
you're
got to go
stuck on it, you're being real honest with yourself. And I want to give you credit for that, because that's hard to do. And you're being very, very honest with yourself. You're being very present with that. Cool. That can help you guide you to the next type of guidance that you need, which if you said you had social work for depression, well, that's a step in the right direction. And I'm glad you see family counseling, which is different from depression counseling.
Yes.
Very, very. That speaks to you. Yes, keep going.
Yes,
keep
very
going.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Go back to that social worker and ask him or her for recommendations.
Yeah.
For a family therapist. Yeah.
But good for you for progressing. Charlotte says that she's watching for the first time. Welcome, and appreciate you joining us. She wants to know when she's going to go to the police academy.
I got a
How
lot.
soon do you want to go?
Yeah. It's it's 100%. When do you want to go, Charlotte? And I'm hearing you're the only thing in your own way. When will I go means you're pushing it into the future. Start making phone calls. Start filling out forms. Start emailing. How do I apply? How do I turn in references? Where's the application, and so on. Do the research in the city or county or state that you want to work for, and see what kind of income, what the happy job satisfaction level is for current employees in that district, and so on and so on. Start doing the research until you hit the vibe that you want, and immediately act on it. Immediately apply for that police academy.
Yeah, Charlotte says that she has already applied. Wait a minute, I don't want to get my, yeah.
The intake will happen next year.
Waiting for their call for a psychometric. So yeah,
I'm hearing two. You need to apply in 2 districts, not just 1. I don't know why. I don't know if that would change anything, but I'm hearing like 2 different counties in the same state or something like that, or 2 different cities in the same county,
or a city and a county,
or a city and a county, but 2. And the second one that you're not gonna go towards, I did. Okay, that's what we're hearing. Thank you for the affirmation. Cool. The second one, because you previously applied, it's going to be helpful in the future when you want to move forward in that career.
Yeah.
So
it's just and as badly as they need new recruits and that sort of thing, everybody does all over the country. I'm just hearing it's just it will happen in the right time. And that's something that I have to remind myself is there are reasons that things don't happen the way we think they should. And it's in your best interest to let go of that desire and let the universe work it out for you. Just know that it's going to happen and keep working toward those goals. But it's like, there have been mornings where I'm running around the house and going, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. And as soon as I've recognized, oh, it is what it is. Just let it go. There's a reason. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. I get in the car and go down the street and there's a wreck. And if I had been earlier, I would have been in it. So it's that kind of thing. And it's the same with this. It's putting you in a class with the right people.
And the right instructors. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I need to go back up.
We skipped Elsa Zeman. Any messages for me? Anything jumping out at you? Iris?
No, not right off the top.
All
But
right. So Elsa is her question, and then Michelle Cicinco has 2 questions. So Elsa, I'm doing you first. Give me a number, sweetie, and I want between 1 and 43, but not 21. I'm here and keep those guys separate. So any 1 and 40, 1 and 43, skip 21. And there's information coming in from there. So Michelle says she has 2 questions. She's been offered classes in October. She's on the fence whether or not to take them. And the other one
okay.
is her deceased husband. Does he have any messages for her?
Okay. Elsa
So
says 33, and I'm working on
if you'll
Michelle.
work on Michelle, because I know yours does
I've
really
already
well.
got stuff. Yeah.
Relaxing into it for yours is awesome. Reminder, they're saying to remind everybody again, everything you're hearing on other people's readings has bits and pieces for you. All right. Or advice for you to pass on to somebody that you know. 33, we say? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
33?
Mhm.
Awesome. Chameleon.
Mm.
That is a super interesting one. I like it. Hang on, I'm going to get you a picture. Woo! It's a lady riding a chameleon, sort of. And she kind of looks like a mermaid to me. But is that in focus?
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to. Yeah, what's the curly? Because then, oh, she's got a tail like the chameleon has a tail.
Or his tongue, one or the other.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah, she has a tail like that too. Yeah, there's his little tail. It is a lot like his tail. And she has a type of Carmen Miranda
Yeah.
fruit crown on her head.
I was hearing that song in my head.
And we're
I'm
looking at a
singing
bunch of
the banana.
and she looks like, yeah, well, she got a
She
banana
looks
for a
like
tail.
healing.
The banana tail as well. Yep. Starry skies. Savannah with looks like huts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Huts, a village, a tribe in the background on a bare branch. And it looks like the branch is burning as well. Oh no, that's a spear.
Yeah, it's a spear.
It's climbing on a spear and it's bending the spear. Lots and lots of information in here. All right, let's do a little bit of reading. Take it to the book, please. Change, of course. Chameleons change color according to their environment. All right. Change is a natural part of life, so resistance is futile. Ride the energies of change and know where you are going, and fear will be lessened. It is not always wise to just blend in with everyone else, but flexibility in mind and body is advantageous. Do not take too long to make your decision. The Bantu people of South Africa speak of the way of the chameleon, that it was sent by God. The Father of all gods decided to send the people a message about death. He had created man and had decided that eternal life for humans was not a good idea. He sent the chameleon to spread the word. Even though the chameleon was a cautious and careful animal that liked to take its time, he was also a very hungry creature who needed to stop for food quite often. With all the stopping and going and changing color and being careful and eating and not eating, progress was slow. In the meantime, God took a closer look at man, and it goes on and on and on. So God thought that he would see who won the race of messages, and if it was the lizard that would spread the message, then men would die, and the speedy lizard won. Something about a race with fire and smoke. It's not relative to this reading, so forgive me, I'm going to skip that part. Chameleons are endemic to Africa, Southeast Asia, and Southern Europe. Almost half of them are found in Madagascar, an island off the coast of Africa. They have eyes that are unlike any other reptile, which means you can see, they can help you see way beyond ordinary sight. Their eye can pivot and flex in all directions independent of the other eye. And that's a little description about what is different about their vision. They have a muscular tongue that is able to extend and be explosive to release or to capture prey. I'm thinking about that bending spear that he was sitting on. We can do that by speaking, just with our tongue power speech. And they do blend into their backgrounds to thermoregulate their temperature, which means control how hot or cold they are. And recent research indicates some species have bones that glow under ultraviolet light, which speaks to learn what else is out there on the light spectrum besides just visible light, specifically going towards the light, ultraviolet lights into the spectrum, which is a longer wavelength. The magic of chameleon is one of flexibility and coping with change, calling upon the magic of this creature when you wish to have successful change in a challenging circumstance. When you wish to know everything you can about a situation prior to moving forward, call in chameleon and they'll help you discern that. The curly tail, specialized eyes, lizard features, and rainbow colors are all symbols that are telling you that chameleon is in the vicinity and energetically and doing their work to help you. And that is the end of that piece. All right.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
Elsa, feel free to plug into that and enjoy. Something about his little grabby feet, too. His feet are made like this, and they walk by holding on.
He's
yeah.
Secure.
They're cute.
Changes, yeah. Okay.
So Michelle, next.
Michelle, regarding the class, I'm hearing that you already know the answer. You're the only reason you're on the fence is because you choose to stay there. I'm not sure what your hesitation is about taking the class, but any opportunity to learn, if it's an opportunity for you, would be good. It's ultimately your choice. Listen to your gut. I signed up for a class this semester in my school that I sat there and, I thought about it for a week, put it aside. I jumped on it at first. I'm going, why am I jumping on this? And asked some questions about it. And then I put it away. And then one day it fell in front of my face again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow up on this. And I'm making calls and seeing it because there's a scholarship fund available to pay for it and all this stuff. It wasn't going to come out of my pocket. And I'm doing all this stuff, calling personnel because I work at the school where it is, and how do I do this and what do I do and can I get it? Next thing I know, I'm registered and accepted to the class, and all of a sudden I went, what the fuck did I just
do? Because you were in the flow and not thinking too hard.
I quit thinking about it, and I just did it, and I'm like, my God, I don't have time for this. And I immediately was like, yes, you do, and you're going to do it. Okay, I'm going to get good information from it. And I am doing that more and more, just going with the flow. I sat here one time and was like, somebody was looking for a writer for a particular project and was asking me questions, and if I knew somebody that would do it. And I said, well, if you'll pay about this much money, they would. And the guy said, yeah, I'll pay that. I can pay that. And I'm like, well, hell, for that, I'll do it. And immediately I'm like, what? My hands are now they're going, God, what did I just compromise? And this voice in my head said, go with it. You need to be on this. You need to be on this. Turns out the whole topic was about angels and all this other stuff that I'm interested in and that I have a strong connection with. And I mean, I got goosebumps, and it was like, and then it was like, see, we told you. And
Told
I was
you, I
like,
told you, I told you.
okay, I just need to get in the flow of things and go with it. And that's what you need to do. And if there is some strange reason that you don't want to do it, let it go and let it be
And learn from it.
and learn from it. But
Hmm.
from what I'm hearing, you already know the answer and you just need permission. Go for it. Okay. The other thing about your husband, I'm I am terrible when it comes to names and trying to guess. Even if the person's alive and I know their name, and I'm going, doesn't that name start with an H? And it turns out it starts with a P or something like that. But I keep being told, was your husband's name Rick, Richard, or Ron? Something like that. But if not, we'll just go with, okay, that's Iris's faux pas.
Actually, Richard is one of the next questions. So you may have been picking up on that energy.
Maybe, but I didn't even see that. But
Yeah, I
okay.
know.
But he I'm hearing that he's with you. He checks in on you. Know that there's no judgment from him. That what you're doing is absolutely fine with him. Whatever choices you make, he sends his love and he wants you to enjoy your life, and he's watching and he's enjoying
Being the
vicariously
observer.
through,
Yeah.
yeah, being the observer. But there's no judgment and no, whatever you do is what's right for you, and that's what's important. And I also heard at one point that he understands you even better now. That
Sure.
maybe there were times before he died that it would be like, huh? What? Oh, I don't get that. And he's like, duh, I get it now. And everything's clearer to him. And he's doing what he needs to do on the other side, and he's working, but he
He's
checks in.
busy. He's
He's
very
very busy,
he's very busy and very happy.
and he loves checking in on you and seeing what you're doing, and the love that he has for you now is even purer than it
It's much
was.
more evolved than what you
Yeah,
experienced here on Earth. Yeah.
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 So you're not going to make any mistakes. Just live your life and
He's
enjoy
got your
it.
back no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explore
So
new relationships, all that. You got a best bud in the wings for you.
yeah. Okay. All right. So, and we can take just a couple more questions, and we're going to have to go. Edie. Oh,
Just
there
wonder
it
if my
is. Just wonder
dad.
if Richard ever got his coffee from Mom. There's the Richard. Okay, that's what
Yes,
you were
he
talking
did.
about.
Yes, actually, Edie. Yes, he did. Finally, finally, and mom is giggling her head off about it. Apparently, this was her little uh, mild mannered joke. Yeah.
And we've got another scam artist in here, Valencia White. You are not to be in here harassing our people to get free readings. It's there. She's just another scam artist. And I will ban you from our page. Thank you very much, Valencia. Stop.
Valencia White
And
is a
she's
no go, guys.
yeah.
She's
Don't ignore her, block her, that sort of thing. Michelle, I'm glad that worked for you. Thank you. And is there anybody
Heather
else?
says she enjoyed hers too. She said, "Thank you, Iris."
You are so welcome.
Absolutely.
So,
And
all
Edie
right.
says there is a story there. Perfect. Perfect. So, in closing, Iris, give me a number between 1 and 43.
Oh, 8. That just smacked me upside the head.
Yeah, I'm sure are some of our esteemed colleagues in the audience understand that crazy feeling. Number 8 is a sea turtle.
Ah!
You beach loving crazy woman, you got
Yes.
a sea turtle. Good
Okay.
job. Good job. And that is there's oh wow. There's stuff below the water.
it runs deep, doesn't it?
It does. And then it's got a baby on its back, a human baby.
Okay. Very
So
nurturing,
very
protective,
nurturing. Yep.
and deep.
And we're going to wrap this up on an interesting, fun, positive note. Sea turtle stability. Operating from a stable base is advantageous. If you need help and guidance, ask for it. As you are loved and supported, delve deeply into the study of something rather than just skimming the surface. Remember, this is for everybody. Do not push hard for what you want all the time. Instead, set an intention or direction and steadily flow towards that. Not every journey needs to be difficult or needs to be a whole drama. One of the animals migrate long distances. Only females come back on land to lay eggs. The males never come back. It is a quiet and solitary and meditative process for them to lay eggs at night. It's a meditation. And eggs that don't hatch are just degrade and re-nourish the dune plants. So they just become a part of the cycle again. Symbols such as bubbles, turtle shells, and the unique eye shape and just the seashells in general are all indicative of sea turtle being with you. Sea turtle magic flows to us with stability and resilience when you want something to come to fruition, but do not want to have to push very hard for it. You need to ride the wave of sea turtle magic with grace and ease and surety. Sea turtles travel long distances, yet they follow the currents and hitch a ride to do so. That's being in the flow. You too can do this energetically and refuse to be pressured. Sometimes you need to accept someone else's more stable helping hand so that you can rest a little. A healthy part of the lesson of turtles. And there you go. Yeah, everybody have a
And it's funny,
have
I
a
saw
bite
a
of that.
turtle. I saw a turtle on a meme right before the show.
Oh, she wanted to come and play. For sure. Guys,
So yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Join us next week. Real quick, coming up next week, we've got the tarot tutorial. September 20th, we're doing our third chakra, the yellow one. We've had two previously. You can look those up again, iriscarter.com, and check out the Eyes of Indigo directory to find out about the other two that we've done, the red and the orange. And then September 27th, the healthcare hustle. That's going to be one I'm looking forward to that I think y'all will enjoy very much. So
Lots of cool intel there.
Yeah, so we greatly appreciate y'all being here and appreciate your thanks for the readings, and we're glad that they helped and served their purpose. And yeah, so same bat time, same bat channel next week. Namaste.
Namaste. Good night.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com, licensed under Creative Commons. Visit our Facebook page for broadcast details at www.facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo. Show is copyrighted 2022 by Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. All rights